in the new unit now, leadership, influence and conflict management, and today we'll be talking about team empowerment and delegation. This is what we'll be reading. So the first question is, what do we understand by empowerment? So question to all of you, what is the meaning of empowerment as per you? Anyone? Empower me, when we say it in the office, empower me, or as a child they say empower me, what exactly we mean by the word empower?
To
Some
be able
independent.
to be able to achieve whatever whatever we decide on.
Yes, so that is the outcome, you want to achieve whatever, but when you say empower means you have the
To take the decisions.
you
To
have the
take the
authority
decisions.
to take the
I am
decision,
power
right?
to take the authority to take the decision.
You
To
have
give
been
someone power to take action and to take decisions.
yes, to give power. Empower means to give power, to give authority for someone to take decision. And when you give power, when you give someone
Responsibility.
power, it comes with the responsibility. Very good. Whenever we give power, it comes with the responsibility. So let's see the general definition of empowerment in English definition. So giving people the authority, freedom, and when we give the authority and freedom, then we also want to give them accountability. You just don't give kids freedom, or just don't give the team members freedom to do what they want. They have to be accountable for the results also, right? So empowerment also comes with authority, freedom and accountability to take responsibility, make decisions and to act effectively within their roles, right? Whatever roles they are performing, they should have the authority, they should be having the freedom, and at the same time they should have accountability to make decisions and act effectively, right? Clear? Agreed? Now what is empowerment is as per Bhagavad Gita. Now empowerment in Bhagavad Gita is not only giving authority or power, but it talks about awakening the power that already exists within. So Bhagavad Gita, remember, as per Bhagavad Gita, who am I? I am soul, right? So I also have some power, right? It talks about awakening that power that already is with me, and then to act with wisdom, balance and purpose. Any questions? Yeah, so here it talks about awakening the, not only giving power but awakening the inner power, right, that exists all within. Now awakening the power that already exists within, what internal power is being talked about here by Krishna, right? When we say, Krishna says awakening the power within, then the question comes, what is this internal power that Krishna is talking about? Do you agree? That's what we need to learn, right? What is this internal power? So in 4th chapter, Krishna explains Varnashram Dharma. Krishna explains Varnashram Dharma, and he says Chaturvarnyam Maya Shishtam Guna Karma Vibhaksha. Krishna says that I have created these 4 Varna. What are the 4 Varnas? Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. And Krishna says Chaturvarnya, these 4 Varnas. Maya means I. Shishtam, I have created. These 4 Varna has been created by me. And how has he created the Varna? Based on good and karma. The vibhag means division. The division I have done based on quality is gun and karma. Gun and karma. So that is the definition. So the system that exists in the society, which is the varnashram dharma. What is the, when we say ashram, what is the meaning of ashram? Anyone? What are the 4 ashrams?
Balashram, Grhastashram, Sannyas, Vanprasthashram.
Very good. So it is brahmacharya. First is brahmacharya, then grihasthashram, then vanaprasthashram and sannyasashram. So it's assumed that in Kali Yuga our years is 100 years. First 25 years is a brahmacharya that we need to follow. Then it is a grihasth. By 25 we should enter into grihasthashram. From 50 we should go into vanaprasthashram, and then we have the from 75 it's a sannyas ashram. These are the 4 ashrams, and one we talked about. So Krishna says, I have created this. It is not just come from somewhere. Chaturvarnyam maya shishtam, and based on gun and karm. And then he says, tasya kartaram api mam. Although I have created this, vidya kartaram avyam. But to understand, but vidhi means to know. What you should know? Akartaram. Although I have created this, but I am not a part of it. Although I have created it, I am basically avyam. I am eternal, and I am not a part of the system. I am above it. Okay, this is what Krishna says. So let's read the English translation. According to the 3 modes of material nature, what is gun? Gun is we have read about the prakriti ke 3 gun or modes of material nature. Anyone remembers the 3 modes of material nature? What are the 3 modes of material nature?
And
Sato, Tamo,
Sattva,
Rajo.
Tamo, Rajo.
Very good.
Rajo.
Sato, Rajo and Tamo. These are the 3. So he says, based on these 3 modes, gun is these the 3 modes. So I have created this 4 varna based on the modes in which the person is, the soul is, and the karma, work they do. Accordingly, these 4 varnas have been created. So according to the 3 modes of material nature and the work associated with them, the work associated with the material nature, the 4 divisions of human society are created by me. And although I am the creator of this system, you should know that I am yet the non-doer, being unchangeable. Got it? Yeah? Clear? So when we say, what are the gunas? What are the gunas? We just talked about this, that there are 3 gunas: goodness, which is sattva gun; passion, which is rajo gun; ignorance, which is tamo gun. Right? These are the 3 modes. And remember, why am I here? Why am I here? Remember how we came here? Who are we? What is our real identity? We are soul. We are soul. And then when we are soul, then why are we here in this material world? What is the reason for this? Anyone?
Because of our karma and
Karma cycles.
Karma.
No, we wanted to be away from Krishna and enjoy this material world.
Right? All of you are right. Karma. We wanted to be away from Krishna, and because of our desires, right? Because of all these things, what happened? Krishna created a material world and have put all of us there. And Krishna says in the 4th chapter, he not only put us there, but he also sent the Vedas along with scriptures along with that. And he also, in that, he created the system by which we can come back. And the system is very nicely played, which is you study, then you marry, and all this when you're following as per the Vedic principles, automatically you will go into sannyas and you will go back to Krishna if we follow the varnashram dham properly. Yeah, that is how it has been said, right? Now, so now this material world is contaminated. This material world is actually conditioned by these 3 modes, which is goodness, passion and ignorance. It is conditioned, and when this is conditioned, so as soon as the soul enters this, it gets conditioned by these 3 modes. Now these 3 modes are actually, there's nothing like pure goodness, pure passion or pure ignorance. No one is in pure goodness, pure passion or pure. All of us have a combination of this goodness, passion and ignorance. The thing is, someone has higher goodness, less passion, less ignorance. Someone has higher passion, less goodness, then ignorance. Someone has higher ignorance, but all of us have these 3 modes in different percentage, right? And based on that is our inclination towards what we do and how we do. All of you are sitting in the class today of Bhagavad Gita. It means all of you have an inclination of what? Goodness. That is why you are here on a Saturday evening, where you could also be somewhere doing party, right? So that is what the choice that we make in our life, which side we want to go, and that is what defines our future. Understood? So this shows that you all are sitting in this class itself, shows that you are in the mode of goodness. right? Okay, then how the material modes, this is just a revision so that we are clear when I move forward. How the material modes buys the pure jiva. So pure jiva is a part and parcel of Krishna. It's pure, but as soon as it comes in the material world, it gets conditioned. Now when it gets conditioned to the sattva guna mode of goodness, then what happens? When it gets conditioned to the mode of goodness, the mode of goodness is the purest of the three modes. It is illuminating and frees one from sins and distress. Such people who are in the mode of goodness will normally be situated in happiness and knowledge. They like to get more scriptural knowledge. They will like to have more good. They'll always have an inclination to a goodness, right? And after death, they achieve higher planets. So we are in the Bhulok now. Those people go up but they still remain in the material world. They will go up. Up means after Bhu, we have Bhuvarlok, we have Swarglok, we have Tapolok, we have 6 loks above us, right? So those who live their life in the mode of goodness, they will actually go above, right? Yeah, and then next is Rajoguna, that is the mode of passion. So what is mode of passion? Born due to desire, attachment for the attained and longing for attained. Means such people who are in the mode of passion, they are always attached to things that they have. Too much attachment towards house, towards car, all material things that we have. They run after that and they want to get more and more of that. So those people are in the mode of passion. Even if they have so many desires which can never be fulfilled. That is the people in the mode of passion. And what happens to them? They are conditioned so that they are always bound by the material actions, and because they are bound, they have symptoms of greed, intense. They will work very, very hard to keep on getting more and more so that they can enjoy more sense satisfaction, uncontrolled and hankering. And then what happens? When they die, they remain in the earthly planets. And what is the results? They will always in misery. They will never be peaceful, relaxed. They will always be doing something, wanting something more. That is the normal behavior you see for the people in Rajoguna, or when we are in Rajoguna. Even we, as we say, we are in mixed mode, we are not pure. So when we are inflicted by passion, this is the behavior that we will display, right? And then when we are inflicted by ignorance, then it is always dreaming but not working hard to achieve it. We have dreams but will not work hard to achieve it. And what do we do? Then because such people always talks big but don't take actions to achieve it, and they are like lazy. Their dreams are very big and they are like something like they'll be lazy, sleeping, and they will be either going in the lower species or in the animal kingdom after death, right? Now what are the 4 social orders that Krishna has talked about, and what are the qualities of it, right? Because why these slokas are important? As we said, what is empowerment? And as empowerment as per Bhagavad Gita is what? Awakening the inner power. And what is that is the inner power. We are going to talk about it. What is the inner power? So what Krishna talked about? That there are 4 varnas. He created those 4 varnas. Now for these 4 varnas, each of them has some inner power, inner qualities. And that is what we are going to learn. So once we so that we can relate that what are the qualities, and when those qualities are in that person, then that person can be characterized as Brahmin, right? Similarly, so now we'll be reading the qualities of Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra, and then based on this gun we can actually see in which mode we are operating, right? So let's first read that and then we move forward, right? So here the first is Brahman Kshatriya Visham Shudranam cha parantapa karmani pravibhaktani swabhava prabhavair gunahi. Krishna says the 4 varnas that I have created are Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Cha is always, Cha we have to read when we are translating, we have to read before. Cha means and. So Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. So these are the 4 qualities. Parantapa means Arjun. O Arjun, I have created these 4 varnas. And Karmani Pravibhaktani. Vibhakt means, what is the meaning of Vibhakt in Hindi? Vibhakt means division. Vibhakt means division. And we have divided that based on karma. Based on karma, they have been divided, and a very important word is by Swabhava Prabhay Guna. So by their Swabhav, which is created by the gunas. The Swabhav, the nature, the natural nature that we have is based on the guna. Impact of guna, we get a Swabhav. Based on the impact of guna, we get a Swabhav. That is our nature. And Krishna says that I have created these four varnas based on the gun, and based on that gun they get the Swabhav, they get the nature. Why someone behaves like that? The answer is here. Okay? Why the people are in that mode? So you can see and you can start understanding the where the people are, what varna the people belong to, right? So here Krishna says Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudras are distinguished by the qualities born of their own natures in accordance with the material modes, O chastiser of enemy, right? Then we go to the qualities of a Brahmin. So who can be classified as a Brahmin? The people who have these qualities can be classified as Brahmin. So let us read the qualities of a Brahmin. So the qualities, maybe you can read after me. It is Shamo Dama Tapah Shaucham.
Shamo Damo Tapa Shaucham.
Shantir Arjavam Evacha.
Shantirarjavam
एवच
evacha.
Jnanam Vijnanam Astikyam.
ज्ञानं
Vijnanam
विज्ञानम् आस्तिक्यं
Brahma Karma Swabhavajam.
ब्रह्म कर्म
Karma
स्वभावजम्.
Swabhavajam.
Very good. So Shamo, so peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom and religiousness. These are the natural qualities by which the Brahmin work, right? So let us see each of these qualities. What is the meaning of Shama? Shama is the first word. Shama means mind control. So what we see in Brahmins, they have good mind control. They have a ability to say yes and no, control of their mind or man. Dama is self control, that is control of the senses. Self control is what? Control of our senses. Tapa means austerity. Austerity is basically living a life as per dharma, and in our life playing each and every role that we have, and also austerity is also following the fasting that we do, following these practices to purify us, right? That is tapa. Shaucham means purity of mind, purity of intelligence, purity of senses, purity of body. So that is the meaning of shaucham, purity of what we eat and how we behave. It is a purity of all. It is not only an external taking bath, but how we think, what we see, what we behave, what we eat. All purity is shaucham. Then is shanti. Shanti is a very, very difficult quality, and this quality is ability to forgive happily. Although someone is misbehaving with you, although you are not at wrong, but someone is blaming you that you have done this and shouting at you, and still after all these things having the ability to tolerate and with a smile forgive the person or forgive the situation. So that is called shanti. It's a very, very difficult quality to practice or have, right? So you don't take revenge, but you tolerate and you absorb it and still have a smile on your face. So that is called shanti. Then is arjavam. Arjavam is simplicity. Simplicity means how we talk, how we behave, how our words, all these things comes under simply arjavam. Then jnanam. Jnanam is knowledge. Knowledge of scriptures, Vedas and other knowledges which are in the mode of goodness is jnanam. Then is vigyan. Vigyan is applying that knowledge in our life or in our society. And astikyam is faith. Nastik and astik. So astikyam is faith in God. Okay. So these are the qualities which is basically Brahmanical qualities. right? Now then we go to qualities of, any questions? Or clarification? If not, then we go to the next is qualities of a Kshatriya. What are the qualities of a Kshatriya? Shauryam, repeat after me. Shauryam tejo dhrirdaksham
Chauryam tejo dhritirdakshyam
Dhritirdakshyam
yuddhe chapya palayanam
Yuddhe chapya palayanam
Palayanam
danam ishvara bhavascha
Dhanam
Dhanam
ishvara
Ishvara
bhavascha
Bhavascha
Kshatram karma subhavajan.
Kshatram karma
Karma
svabhavajam
Svabhavajam.
So what are the qualities of a Kshatriya? Shauryam. Shauryam means heroism. Tejo means power. Dhriti means determination. Daksham means resourceful. Yuddhe chapalayam, courage in battle. They are experts in battle. Danam means charity, generosity. Ishwar bhavascha, leadership. Kshatram, they are the Kshatriya is Kshatriya, Karma Swabhavajan. That is the basic natural nature of a Kshatriya. That's the natural nature of a Kshatriya, right? Shaurya means heroism, eager to protect dharma, ready to die for dharma, country. That's what is Kshatriya. When you think about Kshatriya, that's what is come to our mind. Teja, power. Even the most notorious people are scared to do wrong. When a Kshatriya stands, then people are scared to do wrong. Dhriti means determination, that even in the most challenging situation, following dharma, determination to follow dharma and challenging the followers of adharma and maintaining dharma even during atrocities and not giving up and fighting to maintain dharma. So basically determination to work with dharma. Then is Daksham means ruling over people based on dharma, right? Then is Yuddhe Chapalayam, basically never run away from battlefield. They are always ready to fight and face the battle. They are and Danam means giving charity. And Ishwar Bhavascha, Ishwar Bhava means by Swabhav they think that they are the leader. By default they will take up the leadership role. This is the quality of a Kshatriya. Then qualities of Vaishya and Shudras. Krishi Gaur Raksha Vanijyam. Please repeat.
Rishi Gaurav
Rishigorakshya Vanijyam
Vaishya Karma Subhavajam.
Vaishya karma
Bhavajam
svabhavajam
Parichayatmakam Karma.
Paricharyatmakam
Karma
karma
Shudrasyapi Subhavajam.
Shudrasyapi
Shudrasyapi
svabhavajam
Svabhavajam
Krishi means agriculture. Go Raksha. Go means cow. Raksha means protection of cow. Vanijya means business. So what is the Vaishya? For the Vaishya, what is the work? It is agriculture, protection of cows and business. This is the Swabhav, the basic nature of a inborn natural ability of a Vaishya. And Parichyatmakam Karma. Parichyatmakam means support system. They are the Shudrasya Swabhavaja. Shudra means all the people who are supporting or serving to ensure that all these things are maintained are the activity Swabhav. That is a natural ability of a Shudra. Now today when we say Shudra, it is actually distorted. The meaning that we say is distorted. Actually in our as per the Vedic system, it is a Brahmin is talking about scriptures and giving that gyan, right? Kshatriya is protecting the king country, yeah, and ensuring that the society is protected, right? Vaishya is making things available to the society which is they need but is not available there. For example, from a business perspective, now anything that is done like manufacturing, whatever manufacturing work is there, whatever support system is needed to run the entire system, society, is done by the working class. Got it? That is the actual meaning. But today politicians and the way it has been distorted to use it in a different concept, right? But actually, just think about, and now this society, since Krishna talks about Chatur Varnyam Maya system, this is not only applicable to India, this is applicable to the world. For any country or any place to be ruled, you need these four class. You need a class who is actually preaching. Think about America. You will need a class who is preaching in the church, right? Then you need a class who is actually ruling who is administrators, the political system, right? Then you need a class who is actually doing the business, and then you need a class who is actually working in the society to make things happen, right? So for any society to exist successfully and run successfully, all these four varna are needed and have been defined. Understood? Understood? It is all distorted in India today, and Krishna says that all these are based on good and karma. Whatever qualities, and the qualities have been mentioned here for Brahminical quality, Kshatriya quality, Vaishya quality and Shudra quality, based on the good and the karma they do, basically that is how it is actually divided, right? So farming, cow production and business are the natural work for the Vaishyas, and for the Shudras they are labor and services to others, right? Now, why Krishna is explaining the qualities of four varnas to Arjuna? Question to all of you. Why is Krishna, this is in 18th chapter. Now, why Krishna is explaining about all these things to Arjuna? What is the reason?
So that Arjuna understands his Kshatriya duties and does it without feeling bad about it.
Very correct, very right. Anyone else? Why is Krishna explaining about these natural qualities and abilities and the varna system to Arjuna?
Because Arjuna somehow in confusion that as a Kshatriya he has to do his duty, he has to fight for dharma.
Right? So what happens in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, when in the first, I think, fifth shloka of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna says to Krishna that I cannot fight. I mean, in the first chapter, end of the first chapter itself, he has left his bow and arrow, and then he says that I think it's better for me to live life by begging. It's better for me to live life by begging than actually fighting. And I'm so confused, I don't know what is right for me to do, what is not right for me to do. So Krishna is saying, you are saying that you will go and live life in a forest begging. Normally, it is Brahmins are supposed to be taking dan and then teaching. That is their main role. So Krishna is saying, you are a Kshatriya. You are not a Brahmin. You will go. Finally, your natural abilities of a Kshatriya. You will go there and you will start fighting after some time in the forest itself. Because that is your natural ability. You're getting me? So please understand what is your subhav. So with that subhav that you have, you cannot sustain long in the forest. So your job is to protect dharma. So please go and fight. So he's explaining, he's telling the natural ability of all the varnas, saying that I have created them and that is your responsibility. So please go and do it. Understood? So that is the reason he's explaining the four dhanas to Arjuna. And then after this explaining these four qualities for these four ashram, the next slok Krishna explains is like this. He says, this is again for Arjuna for the same reason he is telling. Repeat after me. Shreyan Swadharmo Vigunaha.
Shreyan Swadharmo Vigunaha.
Paradharmat Swanushthitat.
Pardharmat Swanushthitat.
Subhava Niyatam Karma.
Svabhavan Niyatam Karma.
Kurvan Napnoti Kilbisham.
Kurvanapnoti Kilbisham.
Now we have learned a similar shlok in the third chapter 35. It's in one of your shlok that you have done. The first line is common. It says Shreyan Swadharmo Viguna. Right? There Krishna says better to die in your Shreyan. Shreya means better. What is better? Shreya means better. What is better? Swadharmo. Swadharmo means your dharma. whatever is you are, whatever your varn is, based on that your dharma, whatever is your dharma, that is shreya. Viguna means even though you are doing it faultly, even if you are not doing it perfectly, there is some error in doing it, still it is much better to do activity which is as for your dharma, for your subhav, par dharma danushtita, than following other people's varna and doing it perfectly fine. Doing it perfectly fine. Because subhava yanitam kurvana avadi kilbisha says, because whatever duty subhav, because the karma is based on your subhav, and when you do it you will not get any kilbisham. Kilbisham means sins. So let us read the English translation. It is better to engage in one's own occupation, even though one may perform it imperfectly, than to accept another's occupation and perform it perfectly. Duties prescribed according to one's nature are never affected by sinful reactions. Right? So this shlok, again the first line of this shlok is twice it has come in Bhagavad Gita. There are two shloks which has come twice in Bhagavad Gita. This shlok and there is a shlok Manmana Bhava Mad Bhakto. So that they come twice in Bhagavad Gita. Now we have learned what we have done till now. We learnt about the four varnas. We learnt about the natural qualities of the four varnas, so that when we are talking about team empowerment and delegation, we can have the mind the qualities. Now very important, the subhav that we have talked about, it is based on gun. Now someone who is of a brahminical nature, who likes to study a lot than be leading, if we put that person in a leadership role, that the probability of that person to perform well is less. But if we give this person something which is more of a research and development, that person may perform much better, isn't it? So as a leader, we have to know the natural ability of the team and then empower them accordingly. Right? Understood? That is why it says in empowerment. So now let's look at again what Krishna says. What is empowerment as per Bhagavad Gita? Empowerment is not giving power, but awakening the power that already exists within, giving them to act with wisdom, balance and purpose. So awakening the power. So we talked about every person based on their gun and karm has a power, right? And that power we have, as a leader, we should be able to recognize and then give them the responsibility accordingly for them to succeed. Any questions? Since all of you are working professionals, any questions? Yeah. So empowerment. So this is empowerment as per Bhagavad Gita. So now let us see empowerment based on subhav. So basically, based on subhav, we have to do the empowerment. So Krishna says each person is unique with their natural ability and strength. Leaders must recognize the team member subhav, which is their natural ability, and empower accordingly. True delegation means aligning duties based on inner strength and the external skills acquired by the person. So you have to balance. It has to be, delegation has to be based on a balance of the inner strength, inner qualities and the external skills. Don't just look at them on the external skills that they have acquired. That will be the right way to empower the team member, right? And this is the story of King Rishabh and his sons. So this story is from Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam. Do you all know what is Bhagavatam? Anyone?
भागवत बोलते हैं हमारे वहाँ पे कि जो 7 दिनों का जो भागवत सप्ताह बोलते हैं, उसमें जो सुनाते हैं वो भागवतम, जो भगवान कृष्ण का जो है उसको बोलते हैं.
How many Puranas we have? How many Purans we have? Do we know? How many Puran we have? How many Ved we have?
4. Samaved, Rigved, Yajur, Atharvana Ved.
Very good. So we have 4 Ved, right? We have 4 Ved. How many Purans we have?
Mami,
Vishnu Puran, Garud Puran. I don't know others.
18 Purans.
Shiva Puran. Okay.
There are 18 Purans that we have. We have 18 Puran. Okay. And the 18th Puran is Srimad Bhagavatam. 18th Puran is Srimad Bhagavatam. Right? So, now what is the relation between Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam? Why we state the stories from Srimad Bhagavatam? So Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, when you look at Bhagavad Gita, because Krishna asked him, he surrendered to Arjuna surrendered to Krishna and said, please explain to me what is Shreya for me, what is good for me, explain that to me. I am surrendering unto you, I am confused. That is the 7th slok of Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter. And please tell me what is Shreya for me, what is better for me. Then, because Arjuna has asked that, Krishna tells Arjuna the four methods, 4 rugs, that is Karma Yoga, Dhyan Yoga, Gyan Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. He explained these 4 yogas to Arjuna and then explain, and it's like, when you see a ladder, in the ladder there are rugs. There are rugs, right? So it is like this. When you start with Karma Yoga, from end of Karma Yoga you reach Gyan Yoga. End of Gyan Yoga you reach Dhyan Yoga. End of Dhyan Yoga you reach Bhakti Yoga. And that is how that Krishna has explained in Bhagavad Gita, right? Now after explaining everything to Arjuna, and he says the best thing you do, he actually summarizes, that's why that slok is very important, which is the summary of Bhagavad Gita. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshishyami ma shrucha. So he says, he asks Arjuna for Bhakti Yoga. Now when he says Bhakti Yoga, means be a devotee. How to be a devotee, right? So Bhagavad Puran is actually history of India, history of Bharat. But if you want to know the history, our entire thing, you must read Bhagavad Puran. Yeah, Bhagavatam is nothing but it starts right from Brahma creation, his sons, and then from that son how exactly the entire clan and everything is mentioned with the name of the king. Right? It's a beautifully written history of our history, if you really want to know. And also we have learned in our school that how creation happened. We have learned that there was a big bang and everything just got created. And when you think about that being an adult, it looks stupid. There cannot be a big bang and everything happens and all the planets got created and everything. But Bhagavatam explains everything in detail, how exactly creation happens, the entire cosmology, how exactly the nakshatra, everything has happened. Everything is very well created, defined in Bhagavatam. If you are a new reader of Bhagavatam, there are 12 cantos basically in Bhagavatam. So if you want to read, you can start with the first canto, then go to the third canto. It's all stories. It's nothing but stories. And from these stories,
can you give us the source from where we should read Bhagavatam?
Okay, I will give you this vedabase.io and I'll show you that now. So what I'll do is I'll be supporting my lectures with stories from Bhagavatam, right? So I'll share that with you. I will share in the group also.
Bhagavatam is already there at Vedabase.
Yes, it is there. Vedabase, there is a Bhagavatam and there are a lot of cantos. Cantos means, in one canto may have multiple volumes. So there are multiple cantos. The second canto talks about cosmology, which is actually difficult to understand. You need someone to explain to you, right? So, but the first canto is just like a story you can read, and then third canto onwards is only stories. So you can really enjoy reading the stories about that. And I'm going to talk about King Rishabh, who is from 5th canto of Bhagavatam. Okay, so what happened here? Now Rishabh was in Satyug, and he was the son of Nabhi and wife of Meru, and Nabhi's wife was Meru Devi. They actually prayed to Vishnu and they wanted to get a son who can be a great ruler, but at the same time he should be actually be the landmark as the right person for the spirituality, to guide this entire humanity on the spiritual level. So what happened? Lord Vishnu himself came as Rishabdev. He himself came as Rishabdev, and Rishabdev had 100 sons. Rishabdev had 100 sons. Now Rishabdev was a great ruler, and he really showed how exactly worldly responsibility and the spiritual wisdom can be balanced together. That's what he showed. Now the first 10 of sons of Rishabdev, and then he left everything and he became a great spiritual, he became a Bhagavatam, he became a great spiritual leader, and he actually taught his kids he actually was the teacher of his own sons. Now the first 10 sons of Rishabdev, they became Kshatriya. The first 10 sons, he had 100 sons. The first 10 sons of Rishabdev became Kshatriya. The next 9 sons of Rishabdev, they became Navyogendra. Navyogendra means they became they actually transcended all the 3 modes. They became the leaders for preaching Bhagavatam, and they are called Mahabhagavats. And the remaining 81 kids, they were experts in Vedic knowledge and Vedic process. They became Brahmins. So this is a very nice example in Bhagavatam, saying how based on the inclination of his son, he actually, based on their good, he defined the karma for that, and accordingly they lived their life. Now very, very important for all of us to know, King Rishabh's son's first son was called Bharat, and our country Bharat is named after him. Our country Bharat is named after Rishabh's son's Bharat, who was the first son of Bharat. There are multiple stories about Bharat. I'll tell you in one of the, he got liberation in the third janam. Actually, he got liberation. So so maybe have you heard the story of Jad Bharat from me? Maybe in the last semester I would have talked about Jad Bharat. No, acha, okay. So Bharat, our country has been named after the first son of Rishabdev, which is Bharat. In our country, there had been 3 famous Bharat. Anyone who knows the 3 Bharats of our country? One is Rishabh,
the son of Nal and
Rishabh's son Bharat. Second is Lord Ram's brother is Bharat.
Yes.
And the third one is
I'm sure you all know. Just try to tax your memory.
Dushyant, son of
yes.
Dushyant
and Shakuntala's son. Right? Remember, we have read in the childhood. Dushyant and Shakuntala's son. Right? That is Bharat. Again, he was a very, very powerful, and he actually, he fought with the lion, and that's how Dushyant found that who is this child and came to know about him, right? So they are the 3 famous Bharat. But our country is called Bharatvarsha. At that point of time, there was nothing else. The entire region was Bharat, and that's the Bharatvarsha it was called, right? Bharatvarsha it was called. So this is a very nice example how King Rishabh, based on the Subhav, delegated the different responsibility to made someone Brahmin, someone Kshatriya, and gave the ruling, right? Now this is not related to team empowerment, but I wanted this information to be shared with all of you. So what was King Rishabh's instruction to his sons? So when he instructed his sons, his teaching to his sons, this human form of life is not meant for sense gratification. It is not meant for sense gratification. What is the meaning of sense gratification? Like the animals. What do animals do and what do we do? Sleeping, eating, mating, and enjoying. That's what we do. Eating, sleeping, enjoying, and mating. This is what we do.
Mating and enjoying.
Right? So that is what an animal also does. That is also an animal eats, he sleeps, he mating and defending. He also works or whatever to get the food, and then he does mating. If we human also does that, then we are actually wasting our life, because our life God has given us intelligence to understand spiritual knowledge and go back to Him. So we should not spoil our life just like an animal. And this is what the teaching he also gave to his son. This human form of life is not meant for self gratification like the animals, but for tapasya, austerity, by which one realizes the self. Self means understand who am I and attains eternal bliss, because that is the real happiness. Purpose of life is self-realization, not indulgence. What we do today, life is just material pleasure. Earn, get money and use it for sense enjoyment. That's what happens. Weekend means enjoy, right? We are wasting, those who are doing like that, they are wasting their life. It is like living like animals. That's what they are. You're just living for earning money and giving it for sense pleasure. That is nothing but an animalistic life, right? But purpose of life is self-realization, not indulgence. Kings and leaders must serve society selflessly. Now it is what is for me. I need everything, right? But kings and leaders must serve society selflessly. Detachment, humility and devotion leads to true happiness. If we lead a life of detachment, humility and devotion, then that is true happiness. And that is how we should live our life, teach our kids, influence people, so that if you have a temple nearby, if you have ISKCON, I would really say go there. At least the best thing I like about ISKCON is they teach. Every Sunday you have a Bhagavatam class there. Any ISKCON you go, there will be a 8:30 to 9:30, you will have a Bhagavatam class there. And it's very, very important for us to learn it. Every Saturday there will be a Bhagavad Gita classes there. It is very, very important to learn, because if we are not doing it, we are just like an animal. We are living an animalistic life, right? So these instructions empowered his sons to live with wisdom, balance and spiritual consciousness, right? So this was his instruction to his sons. So King Rishabh and his sons, King Rishabh demonstrated perfect delegation and team empowerment by recognizing each person's natural calling. Now second point for leaders, what should they do for their how they should empower the team, and how should they do delegation? By creating a clarity of purpose. It is a leader's responsibility to define the purpose and have a shared vision. The leader will know what the organization wants to achieve, and that purpose should be shared with the team, and there should be a shared vision. The team, along with the team, should plan how to achieve it, right? So it should be a shared vision. So leaders need to share the purpose and create a shared vision to achieve the purpose. This is how they can empower. Now Krishna says, you have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. So to the team members, each of them, because together when the team members will work, they will achieve the purpose. So each of the team member has to do the prescribed duty, whatever duties have been assigned, right? But they should not be getting what is it for me, right? So a shared higher goal unites and empowers the team more strongly than reward or fear. So if you really want your team to be successful, or you want to be a successful leader, then with your team, a leader will always know that they will have a higher information than the team members about the purpose, what the organization wants from them, right? So that purpose should actually, along with the team, this should be discussed, and together an action plan or how it will be, that should be achieved at a higher level, and then the team should be empowered to go and achieve it, right? So this is what is the next story we are going to hear about, and this story is about Lord Ram empowering his team to rescue Sita, right? So the purpose is to rescue Sita. What is the approach Ram took? He created and empowered his diverse team. So what he did? He had Sugriv, he had Hanuman, he had Nal and Neel, and he had Vibhishan in his team, right? What did he do to Sugriv? Sugriv was the king. After killing Bali, he made Sugriv the king, and because of the king, Sugriv was knew how to create alliances with different kings to get support for Ram. So he was responsible to create alliance. That was Sugriv's responsibility. What was Hanuman responsible for? He was entrusted to to go to Lanka. Towards south, he had to go and search for Sita. What was Nal and Neel? What was their responsibility? They were entrusted for the bridge construction, and Vibhishan, who was a part of enemy, he was also given the responsibility, and he was the counselor to how to destroy the Lanka, right? So he had his team. So Lord Ram was empowering his team to rescue Sita. What did he do? He trusted in the capability. He did not say, Hanuman, go and do this. He assigned the work and then left it. So you have to trust the ability of the team member. You have to trust their capability. So first you should know as a leader their natural subhav, what they are good at, what is their natural behavior, and what you can assign to them or what you can tell them, make them responsible for. So that is the first responsibility of a leader. Second responsibility is once you have to trust on their capability. You have to trust on their capability, and you have to have a clear delegation. Clear delegation means you have to give them the responsibility with freedom. They have to, but with accountability. You have to give it with accountability. And then finally the purpose alignment. Purpose is whatever is the purpose, that should be aligned, right? That is empowerment lesson. Any questions? Right? So we learned two things. First thing we saw, the empowerment should be done based on the natural ability, strength, inner strength, and the external skill that they have got. Second thing, we should look as a leader, we need to see we have to trust their capability. Once we have identified their capability, we are giving them the work, we should trust their capability. Don't do micromanagement. Let them work, but give them accountability by when you expect the results and what is the outcome. The respect should be clearly mentioned so that they are aware about the outcome. Give them 3 weeks, they come back without no job done. No. If you have defined the delegation, should be clear only when you have defined the outcome expected from them, right? If you have not given the outcome, then after 3 weeks say I don't know, right? Or they may just come and say something, right? So that's and they should have a very clear understanding of the purpose, why we are doing it, and their role in it, right? So that's the second point for team empowerment. Third, being a leader, you have a better vision, and what you can do, you have to guide the team. You don't have to control them, but you have to mentor them, because they are still, you have given them the task, but have a guide. Just to you have to understand that for doing the task that you're giving, they have the right knowledge? If they don't have the right knowledge, maybe provide some training so that they can do the training. So next point is guidance without control. So you have to give them guidance, that is mentorship. Now here, let's read this slok. Sakta karmanya vidvanso. Sakta karmanya vidvanso. Yatha kurvanti bharata.
Yatha
kurvanti bharata.
Kuryad vidvans tatha sakta.
Kuryad vidvans tatha sakta.
Chikirshulok sangraham.
Shloka sangram.
Now here, let's see the word sakta. Sakta means attached, attachment. Asakt means not attached, and sakta means attachment. Sakta with what? Karmanya. Karmanya means with work. Avidwan. So avidwan. Vidwan means someone who is intelligent. Avidwan means someone who is not intelligent. So those who are not intelligent, they will be attached to their work. They'll be attached to their work, right? Now you are a leader and you have to guide them. That the role that you have is you have to guide them. But what happens? Because their intelligence is not so higher, they will be too much attached to their work. Sakta is attached, karmanya is work, avidvanso means those who are less intelligent. So yatha kurvanti bharata. O Bharat, O Arjun, those who are less intelligent, what they do, how they will do, how they will kurvanti the work, how will kurvanti karmanya, how will they work? They will work with attachment. So what Kuryad Vidwan. Who is Vidwan? Vidwan means intelligent. Kuryad means do. Vidwan is intelligent. Those who are Vidwan, what Kuryad, what should they do? They should Tatha Asakt. Asakt means they are not attached. So those who are Vidwan and who are not attached, they have to, what you have to do without attachment, they have to Chikarshu Lok Sangraha. Lok Sangraha means for the welfare of people, they have to just guide them. They have to, without attachment, slowly they have to guide them. Don't say don't be attached. It's a motherhood statement. From tomorrow don't be attached to your work. Yeah, that is a motherhood statement, right? But then if you take them step by process, okay, very good, you are fine, why don't you do some prayers, why don't you, okay, but I mean just giving an example of, so you have to teach them, you have to slowly teach them and then understand the higher purpose of life. I'm taking an example of life, but you can take an example of your project. So here he says, as the ignorant person, as the ignorant perform their duties with attachment to results, the learned may similarly act but without attachment for the sake of leading people on the right path. So slowly you can keep on helping them to do the work but keep on teaching them the higher purpose, right? So that is guidance without control. So you have to keep on giving them the knowledge to run their project or whatever it is, but don't get attached to it. They may be too much attached, but you don't have to get attached to it, but keep on guiding them. That is what is mentorship. Now let us see this as an example story from Mahabharata. In Mahabharata, Krishna could have just killed everyone within a second or within a minute, but what did he do? He did not fight. What did he do? He became the guide, a charioteer. Charioteer is the one who is, if you remember the chariots that we have taught in the beginning, the first class, we talked about a chariot. The intelligence was sitting as a charioteer. Intelligence, the buddhi was the charioteer. So Krishna took that role where he was guiding. The intelligence is supposed to guide the soul. Intelligence is supposed to guide the soul. Remember that chariot analogy that we had studied? What had happened? Who was the intelligence? Intelligence was the charioteer of the chariot. And what does the intelligence do? It guides the soul to the right direction. Right? So similarly, Krishna, what did he do? He became the charioteer of Arjuna. Arjuna is a passenger and Krishna is going to guide him. He became the guide to take him to victory. And instead he empowered the Pandavas. How did he empower the Pandavas? Yudhishthir, ethical decisions maker. Arjun, strategic warrior. Bhim, force of action and courage. And Nakula and Sahdev, discipline and loyalty. He gave all this work he defined that now. So what is the empowerment lesson here? He guided without interference. Arjun had the full ability, he had the full freedom to fight the way he wants to fight. But then Krishna gave him the knowledge what he should do. When Arjun was compassionate, he explained to him compassion is not the right thing, but he has to work with dharma and fight, right? So as a mentor, you give the knowledge, you give the guidance, purpose, clarity. He reminded victory should be of dharma. Arjun wanted to go towards adharma and not fight. But Krishna explained to him the final purpose. Final purpose is this war is a war of dharma versus adharma. It is not between you and Duryodhan. It is between dharma and adharma. And you have to work, you are a Kshatriya, you have to fight for the dharma, you have to establish dharma. That's what he explained. So purpose, clarity, distributed leadership. Since they had lot of leaders, each Pandava led in the area of their strength. So empower means mentoring, not micromanagement. Right? Clear? Clear? Then next is team synergy. What is team synergy? When we have to achieve a big project, there are multiple teams involved, and it is very important that to get the final objective done, we all have to The teams have to work together to make things happen. So team synergy is very important. So basically recognizing interdependence. Team synergy means we should know with which team we are dependent on, and accordingly we should be able to get the right help at the right time, otherwise the project will get delayed. So here Krishna says in the 3rd chapter, the demigods being pleased by sacrifice will also please you, and thus by cooperation between men and demigods prosperity will reign for all. So the context here is what happened when Krishna explained to Arjuna, when Krishna was explaining that how I have created. 3rd chapter he talks about that, I send the soul to the material world, along with the soul I also send the Vedas, and he also says along with the Vedas I also send Devi Devtas. So what are Devi Devtas? Many people, people are confused why we have so many gods and goddesses. No, we don't have. Our Hindu, our scriptures, the way it's very, very well defined. The only thing is we have not learnt it. Just like for running a corporate, we have a head, and then we have various departments, and there's a head of each department. So our Devi Devtas are the heads of each department. For example, Lakshmi ji is the head of wealth, Saraswati ji is the head of Vidya, Vayu, Varun is the head for water, Indra is for rain. So each of the Devi Devtas are a head of one department. Just like in a corporate we have one head and we have a governing body, and then we have a departments, and there's a department head. Similarly, all our Devi Devtas that we have, they are head of each department. So what Krishna says in the 3rd chapter, that I not only created this material world, and who is the head of material world? Do you know? Material world का हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं? माया, माया जाल हम बोलते हैं ना. ये क्या है? मटेरियल वर्ल्ड का हिंदी क्या है? मटेरियल वर्ल्ड इज दिस माया जाल बोलते हैं. इसके हेड कौन है? डू यू नो?
Lord Krishna.
No. Lord Krishna
Indra?
is the spiritual world. There's a material world, there's a spiritual world. Lord Krishna is the head of spiritual world. Who is that? He created this material world. But who is the head of material world?
Indra?
Vishnu.
Indra is the head of heaven. And
Vishnu.
Huh?
Vishnu.
No. Vishnu
Lord
is
Vishnu.
again Vishnu is an expansion. We do read Bhagavatam, then you will know who is Vishnu. I will anyway explain. But then, do you know who is the head of material world? We all pray to him.
Where, not
To her.
Lakshmi.
Ganesha?
Lakshmi is is for wealth. Ganesha is for all auspicious.
Ganesha.
We pray to Ganesha in the first, because it's for all auspicious.
Is it Balaji?
Huh?
Durga.
Lord Balaji.
No, Balaji is a form of Vishnu. I'm talking about material world.
Vishnu,
Material
Vishnu.
world is माया जाल. हम बोलते हैं इस माया संसार, इस संसार में, इस माया जाल में, हम बोलते हैं हिंदी में. तो ये माया जाल का हेड कौन है? Who is the head of this?
Shiva?
Huh?
Shiva?
Who is
Lord
Mahamaya?
Shiva?
Do you know which
Maha.
goddess is called Mahamaya? Which goddess is called Mahamaya? Durga ji. Durga is the head
Durga.
of.
Durga
Yes.
ji.
She is the mother of this material world. She is the mother of this material world, and that is the reason why when people are in this material world, it's Krishna says, one of the shlok is there in the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna says ki it is very, very difficult to cross this material world. It is very, very difficult to cross this material world, Maya Jal, very, very difficult. But those who have surrendered unto me can cross it easily. I take care of them. I just hold their hand and make them cross. To them it appears like a water in the hoof of a cow. काऊ के hoof में पानी जितना होता है वैसा लगता है उनके लिए, right? So this material world is run by Durga Devi. She is the goddess for this material world, and that is why everyone, we call her Ma, we worship her, because we all are there, and unless she allows, you can't cross it over. Unless she allows, you can't cross it over. There is a one direct method. Directly you approach Krishna, and that only you can do when you are, it is like when you are very lucky, you meet a devotee, then by that seed you can actually cross it over, right? Yeah. So that is the thing. So that is what she is the head of this material world. So what Krishna says, the demigods being pleased by sacrifice. So this statement, in this shlok, he says that along with Ved, I have also sent Devi Devtas. So what you need to do, when you have to do sacrifice to them, so that they'll be pleased and will actually give you what you need. So the demigods being pleased by sacrifices will also please you, and thus by please you by offering you what you want. So when you go to, normally what do? What is our mentality? When we go to temple, we always ask, give me this, give me this, give me this, right? So what we do? We don't actually pray. We do business with God. We do business with Devi Devta. That is how we are. Because we don't know our scriptures. We don't know. Right? So what Krishna says, the demigods being pleased by sacrifice will also please you, and thus by cooperation between men and demigods, prosperity will reign all. So when we came to this material world, we wanted to enjoy. Now to enjoy, I need wealth. So I pray to, I do a sacrifice to Lakshmi. I do Mahalakshmi Vrata so that I get wealth. Right? This is what we do. And when we get wealth, we enjoy more. That is how our mentality is. So it is all based on our enjoyment. Because we don't know who am I, what is the purpose of my life, and what is my final goal. And we don't understand that we are stuck in the cycle of birth and death. And we have to cross this. We have to cut the cycle of birth and death. Then only we can actually liberate. Then only we can transcend this material world and go to the spiritual world. Right? You are getting me? Huh? So what we do? Very nicely, मेरा बेटा का ये हो जाए, you go and pray, मैं इतना का मिठाई चढ़ाऊंगी, ये कर दो, मैं ये. That's what we live without understanding what we are doing. So what we do? We do a business with God, which is definitely not the right thing. We do business with them. But Krishna says, fine, I am providing all, because he is the father. He says, I am the seed-giving father of all, not only of India, entire world, anywhere. We are lucky. That's why it says that those who are born in India, they are very, very lucky. Because we are born here, we understand these things better than someone who is not born. People outside have no clue also. It says that when you are very, very lucky, then you get into this Bharatvarsh mein tum paida hote ho, because you have association, you can still know. We have something like karma, right? So Krishna says, because you want to enjoy, okay, you go and enjoy. I've created this world for you, and also I'm giving you Devi Devtas. You can pray to them and get what you need from them. And I'm also sending Vedas and scriptures to you, so that when you want to come to me, you can read that and come back to me. So he provided everything to us. It's only upon us when we will get, and just like a father, I think all of us would have experienced that. When we are growing up, what will happen? When we are finished our college, all of us wants to go away from our parents. We want to enjoy, we just don't want to share, be transparent to our parents what we are doing. We want to establish, we want to have our home, we want to have this, that, right? All of us, similarly, we all ran away from Krishna, because he is the master. We wanted to be the master. We wanted to be the Ishwar and enjoy. That's what we have done. And that's why, being a good father, he created this world for us. Okay, go. You want? Jao. But I'm watching you. I'm watching you. He's watching us. As a super soul, he's in heart of each of us. He's watching us. He's waiting. When would you look at me back? Just like a father whose son has gone away for a long time and doesn't have time, so busy in enjoying in the family and the material and working hard to enjoy, get the money and enjoy with the family and friends, doesn't have time to go back to the father. Right? Similarly, all of us don't have time to go. So what we have to do? We have to chant. Our connections are very, very weak. How can we strengthen this connection? By chanting. The more we chant, our connections become stronger. And when connection becomes stronger, he holds our hand and he takes us. It's all written. We have not read it. It's all written in Gita. Right? Okay, so Bhagavatam is the next level. How to do it is written in Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam, if you want to know how the devotees have actually, so when it talks about our entire history, it also talks about, focuses on all those devotees who have actually broken the cycle of birth and death and reached him. How? Right? That is why it's very important. That's why the Saptah is held, so that people hear about it and know how to cross this cycle of birth and death. The process is there in Srimad Bhagavatam. What is there in Bhagavad Gita? How is there in Srimad Bhagavatam? Understood? So Srimad Bhagavatam is very, very important book for us to read. Yeah, Meral, you have some question?
No, just one. I've heard in the Srimad Bhagavat one part. There is in that Srimad Bhagavatam, the Krishna said, in the Kali Yuga, if person remember me just 1 second, just in cows, on गाय के सींग पर जो सरसों का दाना जितनी देर तक टिक सकता है ना, उतनी देर तक भी आपने एक बार मुझे याद कर लिया, तो भी कलयुग में मैं मतलब उस पे इतना वो होऊं ना कि उसके लिए अच्छा मैं उस पे इतना मेहरबान रहूंगा.
Yeah,
I
because
heard
you
from
remembered
in
him.
one
Yeah.
saptah
So
that.
ऐसा exactly तो ये नहीं दिखा है. When people are saying, they give that story, but it is written that it says, even it's the 40th श्लोक of the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna says that अगर तुमने मुझे याद किया है तो तुमको एक चीज guaranteed है, that you will get a human form of life. In next life you will get a human. इतना तुम्हारा guarantee मैं देता हूँ. Unless you have really done, so itna you will get a human life. So that is the 40th sloka of Bhagavad Gita, second chapter. So now here, that's what team synergy is, how the dependence between us, demigods and sacrifices. That's what is talked about in 3rd chapter 11th slok. So Krishna emphasizes on mutual cooperation. Build system that has energies between teams, right? And then Aruna, you have raised your hand. Aruna Mataji?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just in a lighter vein, I want to ask, we are going through this course. Will it help us?
You have spent so much. You're spending so much time in listening about Krishna, because see, the process of bhakti, it's a ninefold, 9 things. Like it says chanting, listening to katha. Because by listening to all those things, it's a hearing that you're doing. Your linking to Krishna is becoming stronger. So it is definitely going to help you.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's definitely going to help you, because it is rather, when you talk about the devotional service process, the first process is hearing. Before chanting comes hearing, because unless you hear, you will not even know. The first part is hear. When you hear, then only you know what to do next. Isliye in the process of there are 9 processes. In the 9 process, the first process is hearing. Only by hearing you know what next to do. Yeah, so you have to, hearing is very, very strong, and that definitely you're spending so much time. My only request, Radha, I will request all of you, if you're not chanting, please make it a point that please chant the name of God. How many of you chant? Very good, very nice. So can I request all of you to at least chant one round? One round is 108 times. Can I request all of you to chant at least in one day 108 times Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You yourself will start seeing the change in your life. Not in one day, 2 days, but in years you will see. The more you will chant, the more peaceful, the more calm, the more happiness, knowledge and happiness you will see in yourself. You'll start seeing life in a different way. So the more you can chant, it's for your good, not for anyone else. If you can do that, you are going to really get benefit of it. So I'll request all of you, I'll be asking this question to all of you every class now, that please chant at least one round of Hare Krishna. 108 is our one mala is 108. So this is a mala, it's here now, So one mala is 108 times, and 108 times is like, if you slowly read, it will take 10 minutes. That's it. So please chant. It will give you immense strength, right? Yes, Miral Mataji, you raised your hand.
Sure, Mataji, just I'm sharing my life experience with this course. Just I have joined this course and just positive of this course. देन मेरे आसपास का जो है, जो इसके गीता के रिलेटेड, उसके भागवत के रिलेटेड कुछ बुक्स आते हैं, कुछ थॉट्स आते हैं, या कुछ वीडियोस है, कुछ ऐसा भी कहीं ना कहीं से इसके रिलेटेड कुछ आ जाता है कि हमारे में और ज्यादा पॉजिटिविटी आती है। और जो भी हम वर्क करते हैं, पहले एक बार कुछ गुस्सा आता है नेगेटिव, तो फिर 1-2 मिनट सोचने के बाद हम पॉजिटिव उसको ले लेते हैं, और गुस्सा थोड़ा कम करके जो चैंटिंग स्टार्ट करके फिर वो थोड़ा थोड़ा आता है, हमारे लाइफ में ये इफेक्ट करता है, मतलब।
वेरी नाइस। आप प्रैक्टिस कीजिए, जितना आप चैंट करेंगे, यू योरसेल्फ विल एक्सपीरियंस अ big difference in your life.
Yeah, in the morning, and I wake up and doing one mala. Mostly, if some days it's missed, but otherwise I'm starting there.
Very nice, very nice. So my request to all of you is, please do at least one mala. That will be, take it as a favor to me. Yeah, I will be very, very happy if you can do one mala, right? Okay, so we continue. So here we talked about team synergies. Again, example from our Bhagavatam, and that is from Samudra Manthan. How many of you knows the story of Samudra Manthan? The churning of ocean, right? So what happened in churning of ocean? It was the Devas and Asurs, right? The Devas and demons. What they both were rivals, right? But because of a higher purpose, they joined hands to churn the ocean. What was the higher purpose? What was the higher purpose?
Find out the Amrit.
Huh?
Find out the Amrit. To get the
Amrit. The higher purpose was to get the Amrit. And to get the Amrit, what happened? Both the Devas and the Asuras, they both joined hands together. So imagine two teams which are always against each other. They got together. The rival team also got together to get a higher purpose. And that is the role of a leader, to share the higher purpose and get the team synergy, right? Yeah, and this is what we will see in this story, right? So what happened? Mandara mountain, what did it become? It became the churning rod. And Vasuki, the serpent, became the rope. And Lord Vishnu became, in the Kurma avatar, came down on the ocean on which the Mandara mountain was put, right? So below there was tortoise, that is Kurma avatar of Vishnu, and one side was Deva and other side was Asura. They were Vasuki, they were holding Vasuki and churning the ocean. And then when nectar was obtained, what happened? First the poison came and Lord Shiva drank the poison, and that's why his neck is blue and it is called Neelakantha, right? And then Lord Vishnu, he came as a Mohini avatar and distributed the nectar to Deva, right? That's what happened. Now let's listen the empowerment lessons. Cooperation can exist even among rivals when guided by the higher purpose, right? Right? Higher purpose was getting the nectar and cooperation existed. Every role from pulling the rope to supporting the base matters. Nothing is small. Each small role also have a great learning and a value. Driving leadership sustains and harmonious effort. So what happened? What is the role of a leader? Leaders is to ensure the team efforts are harmonized and we achieve the purpose, right? So what we have learned today, we have learned the empowerment and delegation things. We have learned that based on natural abilities and strength, Swabhav, we should give the roles. Trust on capability, delegation should be based on Swabhav. We should guide. As a leader, we need to guide by providing the right knowledge, mentor, and we should not do the micromanagement, and we should define the higher purpose or make the higher purpose clear and have a shared vision to get the team in synergies, right? So with this, my class is ending. Yeah, so this is what was on team empowerment and delegation. Any questions?